What is up, guys? How's it going today? My name is SarahTube, and actually, today I'm on a bit of a vacation, so this whole entire video is being edited and produced on a tablet. So if you're watching on a tablet, shout out to you, that's awesome. But that's why we're not going to see any live gameplay today, and it's just going to be images from all around RuneScape that I do not own. I got these off Google, these are not mine, and we're just going to talk about something that's really crucial to the old school RuneScape economy and something that needs to be added in the game soon, or we could really see some potential problems in the near future. Now, this problem that, you might have been hearing about, it comes up on the old school Reddit every once in a while, and that is the lack of item sinks in the game. Now, if you don't know what an item sink is, it's an action in the game that takes out an item. So, for example, if you eat a shark, I guess technically that's an item sink. But the problem is, you can't eat an Armadillo Godsword or any other items like that, and with the new death mechanic that lets you stay alive, or lets your stuff stay on the ground for up to an hour, there's not really a lot of items that are leaving the game, and it's just really causing a mass supply of items, and it's just tanking the price of things. Now this is just really concerning because money-making methods have been getting abused. Zulrah had to get a nerf because so many people were just grinding Zulrah, and trust me, I'm not blaming them. I mean, the money-making method was like 2 mil an hour, and who wouldn't do that? It's such good money, right? But as soon as Zulrah got that nerf, we saw a huge market shift, people looking for big ways to make money, and immediately went to demonic gorillas. You could see the price of the Zenite went down to like 6.3 mil, I think, and it's rebounded since, and that's really good. I think it's about 7.7 mil right now, and that's really good. But over time, everyone's going to get their hands on Zenite items, and there's just really not going to be any more demand for them. Well, actually, I'm not saying that there's never going to be any demand for like Zenite items, because there will. But the price of Zenite items is going to go down so much because there's going to be better items in the game, most likely, and people have just grinded demonic gorillas for so long that there's just so many Zenites in the game that it's just really not worth killing the gorillas anymore. And that's just really sad to see because it's such good content that gets made, and then in a couple of years, it's just really going to go to waste. And that's really why we need item sinks in this game. By the way, item sinks are not my idea. I didn't come up with it. It's thrown around on the subreddit a lot. A lot of people think it's a good idea. I think one actually suggested on the subreddit a while back was to add an item sink for God Swords. So what you would do is there would be a new God Wars dungeon boss, and you would sacrifice a God Sword shard to get in, and that would take a lot of God Sword shards out of the game, and it would not jack the price up, but the price of the God Swords will go up because more people are using shards to get into the new boss, so the price is going to go up because less are circulating for actual God Swords. Everyone wants to use it on the new boss. And that's really good. I think that's an excellent idea that can be applied to a lot more things. Let's say a demonic gorilla boss, maybe. Maybe you don't have, maybe not sacrifice a Zenite to get in, but maybe some other item. It would be a really good way to balance the economy out a lot, especially because at this point in time, the player base of RuneScape is really starting to stagnate. I think this is because everyone that's heard about old school RuneScape, or everyone has heard about old school RuneScape by now if they've played in the past, and people have come, tried it out, and a lot of people stayed, but if you really didn't play old school RuneScape in the past, then you're really not going to start playing just brand new off the boat. At least that's my guess on it, that's my theory, but I could be wrong. For example, if you take a look at the Armadillo Godsword, it's just really been going down in price over the years. It used to be at 50 mil, and now it's at 26 mil, and it's just like, it's really sad to see that, because it's such a good item, such appreciated item by so many PKers, and when it gets PK'd, it just falls on the ground, the other guy picks it up and sells it, and there's really none leaving the game. Anyway, I did some calculations to actually find out how many Bandos Tacets are coming into the game. I thought it would be a good item to look at and maybe predict what the price of it will be in the future if the player base stays at a similar level. And I actually calculated that every day 131 Bandos Tacets come into the game. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but that in a week means 918 came into the game. It's actually 919 if you round up, but that's still crazy. And after a year, 47,260 come into the game. If the player base isn't moving up, what's going to happen to that item? Everyone's going to have it eventually. I mean, that's so many Bandos Tacets coming into the game. The price is just going to go down a lot, and it's going to be, as cheap as room legs. I mean, not really, but it's just going to drop a lot in price to where we see it now. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was kind of eye-opening to you, and if you didn't know about this old school economy problem before, hopefully this has opened your eyes towards it. Maybe you'll join the movement to try to get Jagex to think about some item sinks to add into the game. Sorry this isn't really like a typical video of mine. This is very discussion heavy and really no gameplay on screen or flipping tutorial or anything like that, but this is something that's important for everyone to know, which is what's going on in old school RuneScape, because in like 3 years, the health of old school RuneScape without any item sinks, it could be really, really bad. And obviously, as players, we don't want to see that. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this, or more flipping guides, or money making methods in the future, because as I said, this is not a typical video of mine. Anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day.